Sinking driveway, settling patio, collapsing stoop, uneven pool deck. It's a fact. Concrete problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call APS.
Hey, it's the daily weather briefing video. This is the afternoon edition. This is for Wednesday, the 20th of July, the dog days of summer. I'm James Spann, and you know what we're going to say here, but there's always a few twists and turns along the way. It will be hot, it will be humid, and there will be some chance of a storm every day for a while. But let's dive into things here. Always something to talk about in the weather office. This is the upper air look, about 18,000 feet off the ground. And the really intense heat remains a little west of the state, but again, that little trough feature is to the west. And it's pretty quiet across the state today. We'll check the visible satellite imagery, and you can see most of Alabama with a sunny sky. Hardly any convection across the northern three-quarters of the state. Most of the thunderstorms are down across extreme South Alabama, specifically in Mobile and Baldwin counties. Got some rain falling around Panama City Beach, Apalachicola, Indian Pass. And there could be a few pop-up storms over the next few hours. I'm doing this update live about 2:30, but obviously a pretty quiet day. And it's July, so it's going to be pretty toasty. We've got mostly low 90s, but some mid-90s over on the western side of the state. Tuscaloosa 95, Birmingham 93, Anniston, Gadsden 91. Around the region, Huntsville 95. Look at Shreveport. They've hit 100. Of course, a lot of folks out in Texas are in triple-digit heat conditions. Same thing for Oklahoma. We've still got the heat advisory for the counties in orange. And again, I stress, if you look at that map, let's say you live in Clay County and you're not under a heat advisory, but if you drive just to the west, you're in Talladega County and there is one, you won't notice any difference. Again, that's kind of a Weather Service criteria thing, but in theory, counties in yellow, that's where the heat index could touch 105 today. And we've got Lauderdale, Colburn, and Franklin counties up in northwest Alabama under an excessive heat warning. That's where the heat index might touch 110. But whatever, it's hot. And again, those excessive heat warnings extend well to the west. Mississippi Delta, West Tennessee, parts of Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, and Oklahoma. Here's a look at the severe weather risk for the rest of today and tonight. We've got a surface boundary north of the state. You can see a chance of severe storms in advance of that. And we've got a marginal risk kind of clipping the northeastern corner of the state tonight. There could be a few storms that creep into the Tennessee Valley tonight in advance of that front. And then tomorrow, as the front sags southward, we have a risk of severe storms across the deep south, including much of Alabama. And again, when you see these risks in summer, that does not mean there's going to be a tornado threat. They don't happen here in summer under extremely rare conditions or unless there's a hurricane involved. But we've got a level 2 out of 5 slight risk from about Birmingham, Gadsden, Fayette, south through much of central Alabama. The rest of the state in a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk. And the main threat, wet microbursts, those local areas of strong, damaging straight-line winds that can knock down trees and power lines. But again, we stress it will not rain everywhere tomorrow. You know how that works. Let's go to day 3, which is Friday. A couple of marginal risks up north. And day 4, Saturday, got a risk of severe storms over parts of Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin. Here's the rain for the next 7 days, valid through Wednesday morning of next week. And again, in Alabama, the average amounts, under a quarter inch up in the northwestern corner, most locations 1/2 to 1 inch. And your number will vary because of the uneven distribution of the random scattered storms we see every day. And we wonder how long the map will look like this from the Hurricane Center. I mean, there's just nothing happening across the tropics. Of course, the meat of the season yet to come, August, September, early October, but we're thankful that things are calm now. But at some point, it will break loose. And we're seeing evidence the MJO might flip to a different phase in about 10 days. That might set up some action out there come early August. We'll see. All right, model fans, let's go. This is the GFS. This is the 12Z run, valid tomorrow afternoon at 4. And again, this is about 18,000 feet off the ground. And really, this tells a better story this time of the year. We got ridging here across the deep south. And again, there's a surface front that will be near the Alabama-Tennessee state line. And let's go to the high-resolution Namm, the North American Mesoscale model. And this is valid tomorrow evening at about 6 o'clock. And I promise you, the radar will not look exactly like that, but something like that. And so, no, it's not going to rain everywhere, but where the storms do form, they could pack a punch. And one of the things we're watching, it's the instability values, very high. The surface-based capes, over 4,000 joules per kilogram in spots. And they're always high in summer, but with a surface front nearby, those type of instability values, again, just be aware. We could see a few storms with strong winds tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. So day 3, which is Friday, that front gets down toward Interstate 20. It could be at that point the better chance of scattered storms kind of shifting down into the southern half of the state. And for the weekend, the front washes out. And it looks pretty quiet. This is Saturday and this is Sunday. Looks like we'll see a lot of sunshine for the weekend. Hot, muggy. Storms always possible, but they should be pretty isolated. And I think that's going to be the case much of next week. This is Monday. This is Tuesday. Partly sunny, hot, humid, widely scattered afternoon storms. In a week from today, we'll go back to the upper levels. This is Wednesday the 27th. Again, we've got ridging here across the Deep South and just old summertime weather. Hot, muggy. Highs in the 90s, maybe a storm in spots. Let's go out 10 days. This is Saturday, July 30th. Getting set to cruise into August here soon. The last month of meteorological summer. October will be here at some point. And again, we still got ridging in place, and the pattern's just not going to change. If you're looking for some type of big air mass change, no, that doesn't happen this time of the year. The first really good front that brings in the cooler continental air here, that typically comes in sometime in mid to late September. This is rain for Birmingham off the GFS Ensemble. The mean about 2 inches between now and the 5th of August. Heat levels coming off the NBM, National Blend of Models. And yep, that's what it looks like this time of the year. Highs in the 90s, lows in the 70s, and hot off the presses. Got the brand new outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. This is the 8 to 14 day outlook. This is for the period July 28th through August 3rd. And again, we're seeing evidence that temperatures here could be a little above average at that point. So that's it for the weather extreme or the weather briefing video. We flipped the name of this. I don't like that extreme stuff because the weather's not always extreme. That name popped up 20 years ago, but we've taken that out because, listen, the weather's not extreme every day. Like today, it's not. And I just don't like weather hype, and it just seems like it's everywhere you turn, and I just want to get away from that. So this is the weather briefing video, but we do this twice a day. I'm live every morning about 5:30 and every afternoon about 2:30 on both Facebook and YouTube. We're simulcasting on both platforms, and we always have forecast notes over on the blog. That is alabamawx.com. And if you can't join us this evening on ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.
Sinking driveway? Call Alabama Professional Services. Settling patio? Call APS. Uneven pool deck? Call APS. Collapsing stoop? Call APS. Cracking sidewalk? That's right. Call APS. It's a fact. Concrete problems don't get better with time. But they do get better when you call APS. Call Alabama Professional Services today.